Oh boy, do we have a big week coming up for the stock market, guys. Hence why I have my big old cup of coffee at 8 p.m. on the East Coast. And granted, I haven't had a coffee today, so I figured, hey, let me have one right now. That's how I justified it. And yeah, we're going to break down some stocks. We're going to go over the markets. We're going to break down charts. And we're going to go over some key economic data. And we have a lot of economic data coming out this week that I'm looking at. So if you all find value, of course, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks. They lowered it, but still up to 15 stocks for MooMoo using that link down below. More on that later. And now let's dive into it. So you guys probably know Friday was a great day overall for the stock market. We had the S&P 500 close up over 1.4%. I think the Russell, although it's not showing it here, the Russell did very well as well. I forget exactly what it was at. Either way, it did very well. We had the NASDAQ up 1.7% as the Dow went up 1.3%. And right now, the futures, funny enough, are actually down a little bit. We'll break those down here in a second. But first, let's take a look at SPY, Triple Q. Let's see what's going on here and what I'm looking at the charts. Then we'll break down the data coming out this week. Then after that, we'll break down some stocks. So bear with me here, guys. Right now, we're noticing again SPY, Triple Q. The markets did very well on Friday. And on Friday, we can see SPY ended up breaking out of 407. That's a very big spot here for the bulls, right? You know, the fact that we took that out, that was the high from the beginning of March. That's a very good sign. Now we can see the next main level of resistance coming up is right around 415 to about 417 roughly. You can see right here, that's where we failed at all throughout the beginning towards the middle of February, about almost 2 months ago at this point. So the fact that last week SPY broke out of not only 407, but it also broke out of 402, that's a very good sign here for the bulls. So now we're playing in this new window here where SPY might be running up. It could be, we'll see, towards that 415 level. And Triple Q, if I pull it up, let me show you guys, this is looking very bullish as well. In fact, it's actually ahead of its breakout, way ahead of the breakout in terms of, Triple Q versus SPY. It's doing very well. You guys can see this broke out of not only 308 to 310, but we also took out 315 last week, and we filled the gap all the way to about where 320, 321, which was the high. You guys probably remember if you watched the videos. That was the high from the end of August. So we broke out of 315, filled that 320 gap, and to be honest, guys, we're probably going to see a pullback in the meantime. That's what I think. And by pullback, I mean a very mini pullback. I think Triple Q could be, coming down anywhere from 311, 312. Maybe, cools off a little bit before it breaks 320, but who knows? Then again, it could just rip right through 320 and go straight to 330, 335. We don't really know. It's up in the air, but I'm leaning more towards a mini pullback in the short term before it ends up breaking out of 320. And right now the futures again are down a little bit. Let me pull these up to show you guys what's going on. We have the S&P 500 futures. They're currently down about 0.3%, and that's down about 14 points. So we are seeing a little bit of those gains from Friday being given back to the markets. We have the NASDAQ futures down even more. Okay, look at this, guys. They're down 0.7%, giving back 90 points. Which again makes sense considering it's pretty overbought. It got a little too hot, a little bit too fast, so now we're going to see a little pullback by the looks of it, right? Dow futures, let me pull those up. Dow futures are, let's see, YM. Mini Dow Jones Industrial Average Futures, they're pretty much at break even, all right? They're down 9 points, which really is nothing for the Dow. So, yeah, we're leaning more towards the red right now on the futures. Even the metals are down. We have silver futures down 0.6%. Gold futures are down about 0.4%. And you guys know that 2,000 level on gold, 2,000, 2,100, that's going to be the big level to watch out for moving forward here. So that's kind of a breakdown on what's going on. Some key levels I'm looking at on SPY, Triple Q, and a little rundown on the futures right now, which again, for the most part, really all the futures are down when I'm making this video. Let me actually see what oil's up to. Then we'll talk about the key economic data that's coming out this week, guys. So, okay, look at that. We have a huge gap up in oil. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think I was reading something about Saudis cutting production or something like that. Let me actually pull it up. Maybe I'll just make a video on that another day. But I was reading something about that, some macro event going on right now, which is causing this. Let's see here. Yeah, OPEC Plus members set to cut production voluntarily. There we go. They're obviously trying to manipulate the price of oil here. Yeah, now it's shooting up 6%. So oil's back over $80 a barrel, just like that, guys. Just like that. So it got to 65. Now it's back to 80. We're at the top of this range again, which you guys can see the range that we were trading in was between 71 to about 80, 82. So we're right there now, top of the range, up 6% on oil. So this looks like it could be breaking out. I mean, it kind of already is, but if it starts breaking out of 83 to 85 a barrel, man, it could get hot yet again. No pun intended, guys. Oil could get hot yet again. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the good old comment section. And by the way, if you're finding value in this video, hit that like button. It really helps me out overall in the algorithm. And honestly, let's do a challenge. Do you think you guys could get this video to 100 likes? I don't know. We'll see. I challenge you guys, hit that like button. And now let's go over here to the Fed. What the heck is this called? Forex Factory. I always forget what this thing is called. But oops, nope, not that. I was watching this video. Shout out to Caleb Hammer. That's a great YouTube channel for personal finance. Great channel. Look at this, guys. All right, this right here is, oh, no, that's not what we want to see. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. There we go. All right, it's working smooth right now. Okay, these are the key economic events coming up this upcoming week. We have, of course, the AUD, the euro, right, all that good stuff. But we're going to be looking at the USD. So Monday we have ISM manufacturing PPI coming out. That's at 10 a.m. on the East Coast. This measures the level of diffusion index based on surveyed purchasing managers in manufacturing, in the manufacturing industry. And why traders care? Well, it's a leading indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to market conditions, and their purchasing managers hold perhaps the most current and relevant insight into the company's view of the economy. And of course, if you guys didn't know, if it's a red folder, that is a high impact event, which you guys can see. It is a red folder next to the ISM manufacturing PMI, which again is coming out on Monday, 10 a.m. on the East Coast. And coming down even more a little bit here, guys, we have the JOLTS jobs openings, or the JOLT job openings. Either way, JOLTS job openings. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? That comes out 10 a.m. on Tuesday. This measures the number of job openings during the month, the reported month, excluding the farming industry. You guys see that right there. And this is released every month. You guys probably know that, but if you didn't, every month, about 35 days after the month ends, and it's released late but can impact the market because job openings are a leading indicator of overall employment, of course, very important. So that's looking to be what, 10.8 million, or no, that's what it was last time. Now it's looking to be roughly 10.49 million jobs in terms of the JOLTS jobs openings. And coming down a little bit more here, guys, bear with me. On Wednesday, 8:15 a.m. on the East Coast, we have the ADP non-farm employment change. Very, very important. Another red folder, another high-impact event. This measures the estimated change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry and government. And coming back down here a little bit more, this data provides an early look at employment growth, usually 2 days ahead of the government released employment data that it's designed to mimic. Source changes, series calculation, yada 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 yada. And why traders care? Job creation, of course, is an important leading indicator of consumer spending, which accounts for a majority of the overall economic activity, because you guys know consumers love, America is full of consumers, right? They love spending money. Americans love spending money. Then under that, on Wednesday, we also have the ISM Services PMI. This is at 10 a.m., another high-impact event. So pretty much every single day, guys, we have high-impact event after high-impact event after high-impact event. This measures the level of a diffusion index based on surveyed purchasing managers, excluding the manufacturing industry. And it's a leading indicator indicator of economic health. Businesses react quickly to market conditions, and their purchasing managers hold perhaps the most current and relevant insight into the company's view of the economy, yada, 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 derived via a survey of about 300 purchasing managers, which asks respondents to rate the relative level of business conditions, including employment, production, new orders, prices, supplier deliveries, and inventories. Then later in the week, let's see here, we also have the weekly USD unemployment claims, which we covered last week. Of course, this is a weekly event. That's looking to be roughly 200,000. Last week it was 198,000. This shows, of course, the number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week. That's a high impact event every single week. Then on Friday, this is going to be the most important in my opinion. We get the average, well, it's up for debate, but they're all high impact events. On Friday, 8:30 a.m., we get the average hourly earnings month over month, which is the change in prices businesses pay for labor, excluding the farming industry. That's going to be big, coming out again 8:30 a.m. on Friday. And then we have also on Friday at 8:30 a.m., the non-farm employment change. This is the change in the number of employed people during the previous month, excluding the farming industry, then the unemployment rate as well. You guys can see here, that's on Friday, 8:30 a.m. on the East Coast. This is the percentage of the total workforce that is employed, or rather unemployed, and actively seeking employment during the previous month. And that's projected to be right at 3.6%, which last time it was 3.6%. And of course, Jerome Powell is glued onto the unemployment rate, because if it starts creeping up, that means he's doing part of his job, at least, right, to bring inflation down. And he won't say it, but he does want unemployment to go up, right? He won't say it, but he does want it to go up. So those are the high impact events coming out this week, guys. You better get ready. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Now let's talk about some stocks. Alrighty, guys. So the first one I want to talk about is ServiceNow, ticker symbol NOW, which did very well on Friday, like a lot of stocks did. Again, Friday was a great day overall for the markets, but ServiceNow on Friday went up almost 6%, up about $25 a share. And you guys can see it's actually fully breaking out on the 4-hour chart. We hit a higher low at about 430. We popped over the moving averages, hit 450, broke out of 450, which you guys probably know that was the high from, when was that? The middle of March, and also back from the beginning of March. So we broke 450-ish, which again, big resistance. And you guys can see here on the 4-hour chart, we have a clear inverse head and shoulders. We have the left shoulder right here. We have the head right here. Boom. You guys see that? Then we have the right shoulder right here. So that's clearly playing out, the inverse head and shoulders. And by the looks of it, guys, the next main resistance is right around 490, maybe 495. You can see it right here. That was the high from the beginning of September. Also from, let's see here, the beginning of February, roughly. So ServiceNow, no doubt about it, has a lot of momentum. It's breaking out. There could be more upside towards that higher 400 area, 400 level, at least in my opinion, guys. And of course, these stocks, they're all just, I'm just sharing my opinion. So keep that in mind. Please go and do your own research. Please do your own due diligence, guys. So the next one is, and actually before we talk about that, if you guys haven't gone up to 15 stocks yet for MooMoo, it's 15 stocks now, not 17 anymore, but still, you can get up to 15 stocks, each up to $1,500 using that link down below. Once you open up an account, you get one free share of stock. If you deposit at least $100, you get 4 more shares, totaling 5 free shares of stock. And if you deposit at least 100, or not 100, $1,000, I'm mixing up my numbers here, guys. Deposit at least $1,000, you get another 10 stocks, totaling 15 free stocks. So if you want to help out the channel, you want some free money, use that MooMoo link down below. I appreciate you guys as always. And now let's continue on here. So the next one I want to talk about is ALGN. Let me pull that up and show you guys. This is a line, what's it called? Yeah, line technology, which we can see a lot of choppiness over the last couple of months on a line. It hit roughly $370, which, my goodness, guys, this thing rocket ship from around what was it, 260, 250, all the way up to 370 in the span of a couple days. That was after earnings. I forget exactly what they reported, but either way, it got way overbought, right? Way too ahead of itself. And then it chopped around for about a month, month and a half, almost 2 months, probably over 2 months now that I'm looking at it. So now we're finally starting to break out again. A line had a very good day on Friday, up over 7% on the day. And we can see now it's starting to pop off this 180 SMA, and it's holding the support from earlier this year back in the end from the end of February. It's holding that level, and we're starting to bounce right off of it. Now we're back over the moving averages, and we close over the highs from a couple of weeks ago. You guys can see right here on the 20-day chart. We actually started taking out 325, 330, which is a very good sign. So for this upcoming week, I'm looking at this like, hey, maybe if we now, again, we now broke out of 325, maybe now we could start making the move towards $340, which I'll draw out right here. Then the next gap to fill would be right around $357, right around here. That was the high from the beginning of March. So this is starting to gear up, guys. It's looking pretty good. We took out 327. We're now starting to make our way to 340. If that breaks, again, 355, that's where it could be going. 360, that's what I think. So ALGN, keep your eyes on it. We also have Conagra this week. CAG is the ticker, which you guys may or may not know. This is a food company, right? Conagra Brands. They have a lot of different brands. And this is, it's reporting earnings. They're looking to do EPS of 64 cents. That's the estimate right now on revenue of a little bit over $3 billion, which would be up roughly 6% year over year. Not bad. And look at this, guys. We're heading into earnings week with a breakout above the 50 SMA and the 180 SMA. And to me, it looks like we could fill the gap towards $39, $40, depending on what earnings are looking like. So keep that in mind. It all comes down to earnings, but the fact that we actually bounced right here at a higher low, that's a very good sign. We broke out of the moving averages. That's even better. So keep your eyes out on Conagra heading into this week. We also have Simon Property Group, excuse me, guys, on the list, which went up over 4% on Friday. And look, this broke out of the 50 SMA on Friday, or not on Friday, that was actually on Wednesday or Thursday. Either way, we broke out of that moving average last week. We also took out the highs from the 21st of March, which is great. That was right around 110. We closed at almost 112 on Friday. So this arguably is overbought, no doubt, in the short term, but it looks really good. I mean, to me, guys, look, we're holding a higher low. We held one, we bounced, we broke out of the 50 SMA. There could be more momentum to take this thing towards 120, which is right around this moving average here at roughly $118. Let me actually set it now. Market is that we're above $118 a share. So Simon Property Group looks pretty decent. Let's see if we could fill the gap to 118. If that breaks, there could be even more upside on this. And let me actually pull up the 3-year chart and see what is going on this 3-year chart. Yeah, guys, looks like we're holding the uptrend. We're starting to break out again. This is looking good. So SPG, it's on the watch list heading into this week, guys. And of course, I'm watching Tesla and SoFi, which we've covered before many times recently on the channel. So Tesla right now, I covered yesterday, or maybe that was earlier today, right? I forget. Yeah, that was earlier today. Either way, I'm losing track. My mind's running 1,000 miles a minute right now, guys. Either way, Tesla's tomorrow. We have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. And now we're slowly starting to break out. You guys can see we're taking out the moving averages. We're taking out this downtrend that's been in place for a couple of weeks, right? That's a great sign for the bulls. So this looks like the right shoulder could just be getting started. This could be breaking out by the looks of it, guys. And we also have SoFi in a very similar position. We have the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder. In other words, an inverse head and shoulders. Now we're about to test the 180 SMA, which is a big level of resistance. Let me actually set it right now, the alert. I'll put it at 625. If that's able to break, guys, I'm telling you here on SoFi, and we take out the highs from back in, November, back in October, back from, September, this could really take off. I mean, we could be running back high 6s, low 7s. That is no doubt about it in my mind here on SoFi. So watch out for that. Again, Tesla, all those other ones that I just mentioned. And let's see what else ended up doing well on Friday that I'm looking at here heading into this week. Roblox is one that I'm looking at. You guys can see if I clear the drawing set, we're getting awfully close now to my $45 alert, right around 45, 46, which was the high back in September, back in October. And look here, last week it was the high a couple of weeks ago, and now we have an ascending triangle pretty much that is playing out here. Well, not playing out fully, but it's forming, and you guys know how that plays out. You might know how it plays out. If we do take out that 46 level, we could get a huge leg up on Roblox here. Maybe it goes right back to the low mid 50s. That is where this could be going. So RBLX looking pretty solid heading into the week. This week we also have CrowdStrike. Last I checked, that looked really good. Maybe not really good. It already made a big move last week, but if we take out 138.50, that's been a resistance for a couple days here. Maybe it has another leg up in it. Maybe it starts running towards the mid 140s. Maybe back even, maybe towards $150, which you guys can see if I stretch this to the right. That was a big level of resistance back a couple months ago, back in, from the middle of November. So these are a couple of stocks I'm looking at, guys. A little bit of a breakdown on the markets, the futures, and of course, the big key economic events coming up this week. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit that like button. Again, 100 likes. We're doing a challenge, guys. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to subscribe to this channel and my second channel, Stas Talks Money, which, if you guys didn't know, I'm doing a $100 giveaway, a Venmo giveaway, PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, whatever it may be, once we hit 1,000 subscribers. So make sure to subscribe. Link down below to Stas Talks Money. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for MooMoo using that link down below. And then check out my Patreon, the Weeble, all that good stuff. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys later.